back to another video. My name is Ashley, if you don't know already, and on this channel we focus on fitness and also personal growth as well as lifestyle videos. I know in a lot of my past videos I've been posting a lot of rant videos, and this is going to be another one of those. So I just want to kind of talk to you guys about kind of the things I learned about when I went to college and graduated. If some of you may not know, I am certified in medical assisting. I did go to college for that. I went to Pima Medical Institute. It was a great school, great experience, everything like that. I'm not complaining about the education that I got. I am just more so wanting to prevent anybody who is getting into the business for money to just be warned. So this is gonna be kind of like a little bit of a story in a way. So firstly, I started off at my externship. I didn't enjoy that very much. They were pretty mean to me, honestly. For that month that I was at that place, I swear I was treated so badly. They were so mean to me. So after that, I was like, okay, well, maybe it will be better. Maybe it'll be better in the next place I go to. So let me just kind of take this with a grain of salt and move on, and hopefully that place will be better. But that didn't end up happening. I went to this other place where I worked in general surgery. That was my first job, keep in mind, after I graduated. So it was sort of starting at a more advanced level than what you normally would, which is more the basic stuff like family practice and all of that. But I was at that job for a while. I was there for about 7 months. And I just got to the point where I just started hating it. I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, yes, I'm starting in general surgery. This is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be fun. But it was not like that. I was having a good time and I loved the job and I loved the patients and all of that. But the people were just not the nicest. I kept getting yelled at. It felt like I was being watched. I felt like I could do, what I was trained to do, and I didn't feel the need to be watched over 24/7. And they just watched over me 24/7. Any little tiny mistake that I would make, they would literally come at me and they would get so mad at me. I would literally feel like I was like in trouble all the time, and it was horrible. Like, I just felt so out of place. I felt like everybody hated me, like I was just annoying everybody. So I started getting sick from that job, literally physically sick. I would literally cry on my way to work, you guys. Like, I would cry on my way to work, and it just wasn't. Sorry, you guys, just got a phone call. I just had to answer that really quick, but I'm getting another phone call. Hold on. Okay, sorry, you guys, I'm back. My sister talks forever. I swear, she always just calls me and just talks, but it's fine. But anyways, as I was saying, after I went from that job, I ended up leaving just because I could not take it anymore. I ended up physically getting sick, you guys. Like, it was not healthy. I would not eat. I would dread when I would go home. Every Monday I was just miserable. Every Sunday I didn't want to hear not one word about going to work. I literally was like, no, please don't talk to me about work. I would sit in the car. There's days where I felt like I needed to throw up because I felt so sick in my heart and in my gut going into that job, and it was just terrible. It was just, that's not a way to live. I just needed more happiness, I just, at that point when I was throwing up in my car, I had parked outside. I was late from my lunch shift. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was late for my lunch shift. I literally sat in the car and I almost threw up. I'm pretty sure I did end up throwing up, because I was just dreading so much going in there. There's days where I didn't eat. There's days where I was just so depressed, and it's crazy to think that a job could do so much to you and a job could affect you so deeply, but it really does. Honestly, where you spend most of your time, you work 5 days a week just so you can get 2 days off, which That's a whole another thing that irks me. And so I went to this next job, and it was all great. I loved it. It was honestly like, I loved the job. It was amazing. But there is, a few that were okay. I liked the doctors, and there was this one girl that worked with me, and she was great too. I have nothing bad to say about her either. But long story short, I started working there. I loved it. I was there for a couple months. It was amazing. Everybody was amazing at first until stuff started to happen. So I started to get in trouble for the smallest things that nobody else got in trouble for. You guys, let me tell you, I literally, I got nitpicked a lot. I'm sorry, I'm getting all worked up, honestly, because it was just a bad experience, and I'm really upset about that. I mean, I've let it go, I've moved on, it's fine, but it just really upset me because I really did like that job a lot. But yeah, I started getting write-ups for the smallest things. They started telling me that I was supposed to do this and this and this, and that I wasn't a team player, and that pretty much I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. But I knew for a fact I was doing everything that I was taught and everything that I was told to do in the beginning, as well as extra too, but they didn't seem to see that. So that's fine. I ended up leaving that job because I just started getting miserable. I just started, they moved me by the manager, and it was just ridiculous. I did not need all that. I was doing everything that I needed to do, and they felt like I wasn't sharing the workload, which I definitely was, and I 100% in my heart feel that I was doing everything that I needed to do equally as the other girl that was working with me. We were working together all the time, and I felt like we were doing a good job. But then they ended up calling me into a room, and it's hard to talk about this just because reliving the memory, it was just not a pleasant thing at all. They ended up telling me that if I didn't step it up, that I would have to get another job. And it was from that moment when they started monitoring me and all this stuff, feeling like I couldn't do what I pretty much went to school for. I don't know why I went to school. If you guys think that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, keep in mind this was a super easy job. We did the bare minimum there. Honestly, we really didn't do much but clean rooms and room patients. The managers and stuff like that, they were just, I don't know, they just, kind of made me feel singled out. At first they made me feel included, I belonged and all this stuff, and I was so happy and I was so excited to start the job. And then just along the path, I started feeling like they were trying to pretty much push me out, and it sort of felt like they were making reasons so that they could eventually fire me, which was not okay. It was just not okay at all. I just felt so singled out. I felt like I was doing everything in my power to do a good job there, and they just didn't care for it, and I guess they just didn't like me. I guess that's just what it was. I just didn't fit in. They didn't like me. They didn't want me to be a part of their family, which is fine. But so I ended up quitting. I ended up putting in my 2 weeks because I felt that in my own heart it would feel better for me to quit on my own terms than for them to fire me for things that I obviously wasn't doing, and they were just trying to find reasons to fire me. So I ended up leaving that job, and for both of those jobs, let me just say I was not getting paid enough. As a medical assistant, I spent $15,000 and 9 months of hard ass work. Let me tell you, I don't know if I can cuss on here, but I'm going to anyways. But yeah, $15,000 I spent on school to get treated like this by these people, thinking that they are literally better than everybody. Every single place I went to after I graduated made me feel like I was just a little baby and I couldn't do anything. They literally do not take you serious. When you are young and in the medical field, you guys, I'm just gonna say they do not take you seriously. People will treat you like a child, like you literally didn't go to school for what you are in your profession for. And although I loved taking care of the patients and grooming patients and working for healthcare, at the same time, I just felt like I was not getting the respect that I deserved. And I didn't think it was gonna get better. I can feel it. You know when you can just kind of like feel something is meant for you, and you can kind of feel when something is not? It just didn't feel like it resonated with me. Spiritually, I felt like I wasn't being fulfilled. And I also felt that I have a greater purpose. I mean, I would love to work with like old people and be a medical assistant or stuff like that. But when I was a medical assistant, I thought I was gonna be helping people and being more hands-on and taking care of them and stuff like that. But it ended up just being a lot of paperwork, tons of computer work, tons of answering messages, and it's just not what I thought it was gonna be. You can be what they call a patient care technician, which is someone who actually does physically take care of the patients and feeds them if they need to be fed, cleans them up, gives them baths, stuff like that. But that's actually a lower paying job than what a medical assistant is, than a patient care technician. I don't know why, because being a patient care technician is so much harder than being just a medical assistant, honestly. Like, it's so much harder, it's so much more physical, demanding work, and I just feel that medical assistants don't get paid enough for what they do. I might eventually end up going back just because I do love the interactions with the patients and I do love helping people, maybe part-time or something like that. I have just found that it's not all that it's meant out to be. If you feel like being a medical assistant will give you a good career, that it will, but you honestly have to be so passionate, and you have to not be in it for the money. You need to be in it because you love to help people and you don't care what they pay. Because I'm gonna tell you guys right now that I have been struggling to get, like, I'm just gonna tell you guys, the bare minimum of like $16. I got paid $15 at my first job. I got paid about, I want to say like a high $15, like it was like $15.50 or something like that. I don't remember. But yeah, people don't normally talk about like what the pay is for being a medical assistant, but I'm just gonna tell you guys, I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's what I was getting paid. I struggle to get paid anything higher than 16 because I don't know why, but I just feel that it's unfair. And I can literally go work in a grocery store or go work at Chick-fil-A for the same amount of money that they were trying to pay me, and I don't feel like that is a good use of my time being stressed out, because it is a very mentally demanding job with the paperwork and all of the things you have to do like that. Not so much taking vitals and rooming the patients. I think that that is the best part of the job. All of like the messages, all of the like the little things that go into being a medical assistant just aren't worth the pay to me. I love the job and all of that, and I am passionate about helping people, but I'm also passionate about, you know, getting what I deserve. And I felt that in the jobs that I did have in the medical field, I did not get the respect that I deserved. If you are in it for the money, I would definitely go for something else. I feel that in this life, it is not about the money for me. As of right now, I have made the decision that I no longer want to be miserable. I no longer want to be unhappy. I don't want to remain unhappy, and I don't want to do something just because I went to school for it. That is, in a way, I'm trapping myself, feeling that just because I spent all this money that I have to do this thing, but it's not like that, you know? The experience is what I needed. If I wouldn't have done it, then I would have always wondered, because I've always been interested in the medical field. I am on the search for true happiness, and we will see where this journey takes us. And I hope you guys will follow along with me. But moral of the story is that it has taught me that I honestly just don't want to work for anybody. In a way, I feel that any job that I go to, I'm just not going to be happy. Every job I've ever been in, I have been happy at first and then slowly declined and been unhappy and always felt like I never fit in. I don't know if I will go to another job after this. I don't know if I'll keep working for Instacart and all the gig economy and stuff like that. I don't know what's gonna happen. But as of right now, I am thinking I am just more in the entrepreneur mindset. I would like to open up my own business and be my own boss. I have learned so many things from going to school, and even though in a sense I guess some people would say it's a waste of money, but I don't feel like it personally is. It has taught me growth, it has taught me strength, it has taught me that I can do anything that I put my mind to, and so can you guys. So with that being said, you can do anything that you put your mind to, you guys. It doesn't matter, don't feel stuck. If you already went to school, if you want to be a medical assistant, don't let this discourage you. Just be warned that you may not be taken as seriously as some of the other older folks there, but you can always work your way up and prove yourself. Let's just say that going to school and going to college is an amazing accomplishment. That is one of my biggest accomplishments, and I will forever be grateful for that, and I will be forever grateful that I will always have my education, and it will always help me along the way. It might work out, it might not work out, who knows, we'll see. But with that being said, don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. If other people don't believe in you, then you believe in you, because you are the only one that you need to inspire yourself to get your dreams accomplished. If the universe or God has given you a vision that you just can't stop thinking about, I say just go for it. This world is for the risk takers. So if you are one of those people, go for your dream, shoot for the stars, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys. Bye.